So this is Cardinal Film Fights, and I'm already lost. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about anime, which is very near and dear to the hearts of these people. So I'll let them talk about themselves, I guess. So name, major, and do you play an instrument, perhaps?
So I'm Ethan. I'm a Japanese major here at Ball State, and I am not musically inclined.
Lovely to know.
My name is Taylor Scarborough. I'm an anthropology and English double major here at Ball State. And I actually play violin and a little bit of guitar, as well as some viola. Best answer.
I don't play the harmonica very well. Also, I'm Stephen Mason, and I'm a TCOM major. These sunglasses aren't real.
I hardly understand how those sunglasses aren't real, but I'm not gonna dwell on that. So today we're gonna be talking about the weirdest anime. And of course we'll be doing that how we normally do, with 1 minute to introduce, 5 minutes to get to fighting, and 30 seconds to recover your argument. So if we get 1 minute on the clock, we can do our introductions starting over there.
All right. So, if I had to say, the weirdest anime has to be Backstreet Girls, Goku Girls. All right. It's about these gangsters, these Yakuza members. All right, and they've messed up. There's time for them to pay. Now, do they lose fingers? No. That's too easy. Are they murdered? No. They beg for their lives. They're willing to do anything. So their boss, in a moment of mercy, decides to let them go to Thailand, get sex change operations, and become idols. Yes, this story is about these girls, or these Yakuza men, who through their daily lives have to deal with now being female idols, and just to make their boss money because he pissed them off one time.
I don't think you need any more time to make that weird.
Thank you.
Well, if you are a 12-year-old girl looking for anime on Netflix, you would find this strange piece years ago from the Funimation channel called Sekirei. Do you like watching girls fight? Do you like them suddenly losing all their clothes? And then the only way they can activate their powers or not die is by making out with a dude who is their chosen one, even though they could pick any chosen one, but it's always this one dude? Then yeah, Sekirei is the anime for you. And it literally does sound like Sekirei, suck your ray. It's very weird, and it has no shortage of, not innuendos, but close encounters.
Sounds pretty standard anime to me. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, it's pretty standard.
Pretty standard. All
I
right.
don't know what you guys watch.
I just talked about sex changes.
So, for my opinion, I would have to say that the weirdest anime I've ever seen is one called Boogie Pop Phantom. Now, to give a little bit of context, there was a book called Boogie Pop and Others, and it sold pretty well, and they made an anime about it. And they didn't adapt it. They made both a prequel and a sequel at the same time. They made a non-linear story that tangled a big web around the story that had already been written. And when I first watched the series, I didn't know what was going on. Then I read the book, and then I plotted everything that happened in the series, and I still don't get it. It's got unnatural colors, harsh blacks that cover everything, except overshadowing, unbearing lights, and a pervading haze that covers the entire screen. And it's not just the presentation that's weird. Content is pretty out there as well. So yeah, Boogie Pop Phantom.
Now, if you'd like to put on your boxing gloves, this is where we get into the fighting.
Damn, I forgot mine.
No one's ever asked us, but I think, is physical fighting still technically allowed,
Oh, that would be fun.
as per the bylaws?
I think we're good, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're clear to fight. 5 minutes, please.
All right.
I
All
already
right.
took mine off. I beat you to it.
Okay, so Sekirei, par for the course anime. I don't know what you find weird about it. I could name 6 anime right off the cuff, just that are weirder than it in its own genre. Like,
We don't talk about those, Stephen.
don't tempt me.
We don't talk.
Don't tempt me.
Don't
I
do
will.
it.
I will. Don't tempt me.
Not here.
As a woman, I find Sekirei to be incredibly disturbing because as soon as they find their chosen one, they have to engage in death combat. And if your guy loses, you die. And the lower your number is, and there's over 100 of these girls, and not all of them are girls, even though they're all supposed to be girls, they're not. And the lower the number, the stronger they are. And the lowest number you meet during the whole series is 2, and her whole power is just that she likes porn and is a computer nerd. That is literally her entire thing, as she stalks everybody in the city for her dude after becoming subservient to him.
I am failing to see what makes this the weirdest anime of all time. This is regular anime stuff.
I watch shonen. This is not regular anime.
It's, I mean, if we look at Boogie Pop also.
Yes.
To me, from what I've heard here and looking up on Wikipedia, it just seems like there's a bunch of smoke and mirrors and it looks kind of weird. And once you take away the smoke and mirrors, it's just a very straight linear storyline where, like, I think the 2 lines is some girl got saved by giving some magic drug, doctor found magic drug, gave it to a bunch of people, basically evolved into a person, or like superhuman, and then murdered people over it, and then they murdered her later.
You could say that, but that would be a very reductionist way of putting it. When I look at Backstreet Girls, I see the initial shock of the concept, and then a few jokes here and there, and then it just sort of lets you take a step back and, okay, this is what it is now. I get this. Boogie Pop doesn't let you in. It always pushes you away, always confuses you, and it takes at least 2 watches to get a few things that you think are about right.
You must
Just
not
to pad
watch
things
a
out.
lot of complicated anime, do you?
Do you?
Yes, I
Oh, yeah.
do.
I mean, to be fair, it just sounds like it's just a mystery that you just haven't gotten yet.
Exactly. It's like those detective mangas, the Conan detective things, where people are like, "Why is he suddenly a little kid?" Because they haven't actually read and paid attention, or watched and paid attention.
This is not an effort argument. I've paid attention. I don't days off, browse the internet while I'm watching this show. I pay close attention, and let me tell you, it doesn't let you in. The series has the obscuring artifacts that use it as it's to an advantage to keep you away, but it's also the sound and the noises. There's sonar pulses all throughout as a motif to get into the character's head, represent madness. There's grotesque imagery, spiders on your heart that bite away at you, represent bad memories, and a guy pulls them off and eats them. We see spiders getting eaten on screen. It's wonderful. And all of this is just the name of the game for Boogie Pop.
You know,
But that's also the name of the game for Junji Ito and his works as well.
Well, then why didn't you reference him?
Because I just thought of him. That's completely honest.
you know, Stephen, you paint this pretty picture, but I remember distinctly in one of the episodes a man who was sitting on a rooftop, recounting his conversations throughout the day with one of the supposed females of the idol group, as he's the manager for them, knowing that they're only female idols, not really realizing they're Yakuza members, and really wondering why he had to have a conversation with one of them about how one of them, like, basically eats a diet to make their shit softer so that they can, not piss off their hemorrhoids, but by shitting it makes their hemorrhoids more, worse. And he recounts that he does not know anything about women, and then finds one of the other members drinking just a whole bottle of sake and shouts to the world, "I really miss my dick."
Sounds like a magical girl transformation.
Yeah, they were really sad about that, and they really don't get women conversation either. Like, they go to like a massage parlor, and you know how girls seem to be more touchy in their conversations.
No.
I mean, that's what it's kind of saying. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's what they went, like, after that scene with, like, some masseuse, they went home and had, like, some centipede train where they were groping each other, trying to figure out women conversation because they didn't get it.
You want to know what's weirder than that, though? In Sekirei, the girls basically have an orgy with each other, except for the 8-year-old, who he still has to make out with to activate her powers. And yes, she is 8 years old.
What I'm hearing is trash. Not obscuring, not intentionally out there comedy. I'm hearing low thought out, not even skimming the brim trash.
So skimming the brim trash is going to have to be omitted from my judgment. I'm sorry you were after the time. It's going to cost you. But maybe you can make up for it with your conclusion, which is going to take about 30 seconds. Are you ready?
Starting with me?
All right.
I guess I can. So, Boogie Pop Phantom requires extra material. It is a bit of an orphan series in and of itself. Even the title doesn't make sense unless you've read the book and watched the series a couple of times. It's not a series that's easy to get into, but it's not completely incomprehensible. As you've said, you could reduce it down to its basest elements, and it does make sense to an extent. But to do so would take away from what makes Boogie Pop Phantom special, and what makes it the weirdest anime I've ever seen. Damn, I'm good.
Completely chilling and disturbing to any other girls who watch Sekirei, it is by far the bizarrest anime I have ever watched in my entire life, and I've seen some pretty gross anime. It's not even to the point that it's just gross. The storyline is incomprehensible in some parts, unlike, I'm sure, yours, where I'm pretty sure you just didn't pay attention, or just magical girl transformations. It literally bears the girls down.
So, disregarding the mystery the man did not get and basic anime, I believe mine is the weirdest anime due to the fact that it's kind of based in reality. This could really happen, and it's just a really weird kind of mishmash of just random stories about guys trying to figure out how to be female idols and not get killed by their boss, and like how it's just the daily life and daily occurrences, which just is not anything that would be on any scale in like anyone's timeline, and it just seems very bizarre compared to others.
Well, alrighty. I'm gonna judge these, and I hope that no people of the internet who watch a lot more anime than me don't get mad, please.
I'm not get mad.
Okay. But saying that, I have watched some anime, and I have a basis of knowledge, and I have enough to know that Sekirei is pretty dime a dozen, and that's why it's going to be third place. The incoherent plot and strange plot devices, those are pop up pretty common in some like not trying very hard, not trying to create a story type of anime, and as weird as it is, there's a lot of those, and those do not particularly scratch the itch of my weird. So, third place. Hope you're okay with that. Doesn't matter because it's already been said. And in second place, Boogie Pop Anthem, or Phantom. Wow, words. I can read my own handwriting. It's illegible, sir. I'm sorry. So, as you have said and has been pointed out, it is a difficult plot line to cover, but you had some other gripes about the animation is and the bad colors and lighting. What I heard from you was that it's not very well thought out or executed, but even the weirder things like eating spiders and sound motifs, that doesn't really scratch the itch of my weirdness either. I'm sorry. I know you fought very hard for that, and you sure wrote a lot of words, but that's second place writing, I guess.
I can't read it either.
And, voice cracks. Those are good. Ethan.
Yes.
With Backstreet Girls.
Yeah.
That's going to be first place. You had a strong start there with your introduction. The concept itself it's disturbing. It's weird. You hit the mark for weird anime, and it only got better. From our hemorrhoids to Centipede Train to I really miss my dick. You checked all my boxes, and I'm not gonna. Okay.
Done with that one.
I'm good. Yeah. Sidestepped a joke that I thought of.
Can we get some fact checks on this?
Should-
Does he actually miss his dick?
Yeah, I was about to ask, should that really be a check mark box?
It looks like it. Looks like he does.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
Absolutely did.
Nice. Clean win.
Clean win, clean fight. No one actually threw hands, but I'll let it slide this time. This has been Cardinal Film Fights. If you liked it, you can like it, because that's a thing you can do on YouTube. Leave a comment telling us what we should argue next and who you think should have won. If you're really passionate about it, I don't see any other reason why to tell us. But if you want to follow us on our social medias, you can do that at Card Film Fights. Most anywhere you social media. I think we're all done here, so have a good day, and of course, good luck with it.